Gabba the game night, Gabba the game night, Gabba the game night, yay!
Hey, it's Gabba the Game Night here, and we are back playing some more Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright with Man Vizzy. He is playing, and it's December 27th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who is the judge here, anyway?
Mr. Von Kammer, the opening statement. Oh, very well, no opening statement, so.
Here's taking a nap.
Not so fast, Judge! I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Right, of course.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Nah, I think it's gonna be quite a bit longer than that.
Order, order! Mr. Von Kammer, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
Bah! You must question everything. It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Wait, got something important going on?
Right.
I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand.
Didn't you say that yesterday?
It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Witness, state your profession! I'm the proprietor of the restaurant The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! Humbug. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Oh. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. You might should have turned the mic down for this segment.
Wait, stop.
Yeah, right.
The witness will state his name. I gotta speak a little louder.
You don't have to turn the mic down.
It's already been done. I'm not turning back up.
Well, I'm not really sure, yep.
What do you mean?
My memory. Your Honor! The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years!
You know, it did not matter. I'm turning it back up.
Echo, he cannot recall his own name!
He can't recall, you say?
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. Let's hear this testimony then, shall we, witness?
How we stalled. Now it's 3 minutes almost up.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep.
Yup.
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual, and I heard a bang, yep. I tell you what, when I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for
I think
cross-examination.
there's a lot to question.
Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up.
That testimony is bogus.
Judge, your verdict, now!
Yes. Mr. White?
Now let's let Von Kammer has it.
What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well. You may begin.
Roar!
Excuse me, Mr. Von Kammer?
3 minutes just passed!
I see. Well then, let's take our time. Cross-examine the witness.
Do you have someone to like give him an electric shock when 3 minutes had passed? My gosh, you good, bro? Looks like he is halfway to having a heart attack.
Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today. I asked him, and he remembered. Isn't that right?
He's very sleepy.
Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yup. You see? Continue. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. The fucking parrot! That's not good enough for a court of law.
Mr. White, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
A parrot?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
Keith?
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good. Continue. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yep.
How do you know it's 2 men?
But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time. So you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. By your window. Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty damn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
There's a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. Oh. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure?
He's sleeping.
Uh-oh. Dad! Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him. That Edgeworth boy.
He fell over. Someone gonna help him up.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed.
So Edgeworth walked past his window.
I see no room for doubt.
Fine karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick or this trial's going to be over. Seems like every time I raise an objection in this instance, I'm always wrong. But he's saying he better act quick, so how could I wait and see what happens if I'm acting quick?
I don't know. I typically raise an objection if I
Your
can.
Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable! He could have wiped his prints after he fired!
Only the prints from his...
Are you ignoring the truth of the matter here? You are! Everything in this witness's testimony is true!
So fired it with his left hand, wiped the prints, and then held it with his right hand.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do now?
Another objection! Let's keep on raising objections.
I can't see any room to raise an objection. I better hold back and see how things develop. Nick, we have to do something. If we stay quiet now, Miss Edgeworth will be found guilty for sure. It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. There is any need for any more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
No.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
So you just let me fuck up?
I don't know what I'll do, for I know it's nigh and done. The accused will surrender to the court immediately. Or maybe he did lose. I don't know. Be held a pending trial, higher court, within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oop.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought we actually lost.
Who was that just now?
Me?
Who was me?
Huh? Ah! Larry?
I somehow completely forgot about this section. I remember the section we were talking to Larry, then I forgot about it just now.
What are you doing here?
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But I remembered it today.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order!
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for an adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Kalmer. So, you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did a gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed.
Judge, you've already given your decision, man. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time! The verdict cannot be overturned!
I will turn the verdict. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict.
Or present an inaccurate verdict.
In order to make sure no mistakes has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Kalmer, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now!
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness.
Larry!
Court is adjourned.
That's why Larry is the best character. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2.
That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night.
Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night.
Yeah? Hey, Edgeworth.
You say something, Wright?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Hmm?
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
You know, if you didn't pick it up, this whole thing would be a lot easier. I mean, maybe not a lot easier, but
I see.
I guess it won't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Kommer has only ever won perfect trials.
Perfect, Charles?
Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, Wright.
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now.
that's 5 times more than what Von Karma said. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. To prove Miles innocent.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right! Leave it to me! Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break.
The night of the murder.
That night, I was out on a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. White, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. No way to go but forward, Nick.
Luckily, we should not be penalized for pressing him, unlike a case in the second game.
Something wrong, Mr. White.
There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? Oh, I'm not impressed that, I'm sorry.
Wrong button.
No, I was trying to get the dialogue to advance more quickly. Looking for something. Yeah!
Mr. Butch, what was it you were looking for?
What the witness was searching for is irrelevant!
I mean, it is, but
Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy!
you're not wrong.
That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face! I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry.
Bang.
Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked.
No boat.
Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order, order! Well, Mr. Butts.
Whoa, whoa! Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
Nick,
think I know what we have to present that case for.
It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? Guess I should just start working on the contradictions.
sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
Now we're back to the beginning now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to present some evidence. And drink Mountain Dew.
I'll reveal my secrets.
Have you got an idea what you're gonna present?
Nope.
Okay.
Parrot.
Yes, the parrot. Do, do, do. I think Lois should be around like yellow or something instead of orange. Make him fit better with the trio.
I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of testimony about 2 gunshots. I also
Technically, we
have,
have 2 testimonies about 2
I also have an
gunshots.
image of the lake that's empty.
That's-
So,
We're looking for contradictions. I'll make the empty lake contradicts what I
True.
said. And we do have 2 different people saying they've heard 2 gunshots now. And the gun saying it has 3 gunshots.
yeah. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure?
Are you sure there weren't more bang energy?
Well, of course, if there were 3 gunshots, he could have heard one before midnight, because he says he heard it at like 11:50, and the other ones would happen at like 12:15. So that would make the 3. That's what I said! But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please! Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay?
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Eh?
Not sure. How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else. My radio, dude, with my headphones! What?
Order, order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones?
Yeah, so what? That a crime? I I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion?
Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost.
Very well, Mr. Watts. Please give your testimony, and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me.
What Larry heard. His radio.
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like... But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too.
You're listening to your radio at a high volume?
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio.
True enough. It is difficult to believe that in this testimony.
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. White.
I can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
What did the DJ say?
I don't know. I ain't the DJ. I'm the rapper.
It's lonely being alone.
So, you turn on the radio. Right! I just want to hear someone's voice, you know? You don't know what it's like out there, alone, on Christmas Eve, alone! I shouldn't have said anything. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what... Oh, I got distracted. Yeah, I'm just
I
going
got
through
distracted too.
I have no fucking ideas.
Maybe. All requests on the radio? Yeah, all requests on the radio, I think.
Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case. Your Honor!
Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Potts, how loud was your radio set to that night?
Real booming loud? Yeah, you know.
And you had headphones on.
Yup.
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. Depends on how good the headphones are.
Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. No, I can't prove it, but I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know?
What did the DJ say?
What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What's possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said to us?
Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. I got nothing else.
We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask him?
Fine, very well. Mr. Potts, Please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to suppress it until we get to the bottom of what happened.
It's looping now. So probably that last piece of the testimony. Rules of Phoenix Wright. If anything gets added on to the testimony, that's the one you got to present.
Present or press?
Present. You've already pressed it. That's almost always true. If not always true. I'm not sure exactly what you have to present. Don't ask me. I know one of the things. It's one of, like, multiple things.
Yeah. Well, again, if you heard the first gunshot before Christmas, and this picture was taken at 12:15, obviously that's not the same gunshot. And we also have an empty lake at 11:50.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Yeah.
Either one might. Well, okay, that one seems good.
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. White? Mr. White?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said... He was doing an impression of Larry. The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed, and?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means?
Iconic line.
When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That seemed to be the case, yes.
But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact.
As sure the time was on the phone when the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 12:25:015, 50 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day.
This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Wowee. Order, order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken.
Nuh-uh.
Just look at him. Suspicious.
You're a little sus yourself.
What?
Well, Mr. White? What do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim?
Of course we do.
Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Oh, I presume they showed the photo.
Oh. But it says 3 times. I've been waiting to use that, damn it! You better be right about
Look at this photograph.
Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Ah!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it seems that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge! That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man! Clear! I didn't have any cocaine!
Well, Mr. White, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Do I get to use my gun now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time to use a gun. Shoot the judge!
This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Indeed.
Order, order! That makes sense of the evidence you've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes.
Yes, that's what you just said.
One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Because...
Oh, shit. I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes?
He took 25 minutes to reload!
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it.
Huh?
Remember the case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm going to run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. White?
the testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. White?
Sisk, and may I also add, Sisk. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammonds were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit it's hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes,
Better consider fish.
but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. White?
We have photographic... Oh, sorry. I thought that was right.
We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. Timestamp on the photo says 00:15.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
It's Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are.
Well, fuck me. I don't know what to do now.
Well, if Hammond was dead at that point,
Good point.
and we know Edgeworth was on the boat.
You're right. That eliminates two of them. Well, I mean, all I need to do is eliminate Hammond, so
Yeah.
that only leaves one option. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all this.
Ludicrous!
Mr. White, tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Right. It's...
Well,
Well, it ain't Edgeworth. That ain't gonna help.
yeah, and
I don't think it's a lot of heart.
so. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know?
Bah! Again, you waste my time!
No, the murderer's name is I don't know.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place? I don't know, somewhere by the... on land?
I mean, I guess it's gonna be by the shack, right?
Yeah, I guess click on the shack about.
Unless he came over here and tried to get a samurai dog.
And like around the shack seems like was around the shack.
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
The boat shop! Mr. White, what happened that night on Gold Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
No, not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out.
Phoenix White, Ace Bluff.
That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop.
Polly's a witness.
This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. White? I mean, no, it wasn't Miles.
I guess so.
Because Miles' right-handed fingerprints on it.
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth, on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose! Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
Well, he wasn't trying to hit anything, so...
Yeah, that's what he just said. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake. To appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once she realized that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. And they didn't find any blood or anything in the boathouse.
I guess he cleaned it up.
You can't clean up blood very easily.
Well, I guess he knows how to.
These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. We are waiting for the caretaker. I'd like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand.
Oh, God, stop between voices.
Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to see the boat shop by the lake on at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, you're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He's not at the boat shop either.
What?
What should I do?
Find him quickly! We cannot allow him to get away!
He booked it.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
Goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I'll extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Yay, second day done. December 27th, 1:22 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yay, Nick, you did it.
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure, once I sifted through his unique memory, or testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Did you say something?
don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, There's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get all off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder. Thanks for watching this episode of Gabba the Game Night. Like, comment, subscribe, go check this, and most importantly,
Ludicrous!
good night.
Gabba the game night, Gabba the game night, Gabba the game night, yay. Come on and watch him play. Games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.